Today we're going to discuss a particular cycle that I feel is the most important one that has the biggest impact on your immune system and your overall health. I'm going to tell you what it is and how it works, and then I'm going to show you how to break it. This is only part of a much larger video. But first, a little history for how this all came about. I know how badly I wanted to heal and how much I have suffered. From paralysis, blindness, brain lesions, muscle atrophy, Alzheimer's, tumors, neurological disorders, severe inflammation, chronic anaphylaxis, you name it. It affected every system in my body, and it cost me my health and a career that I absolutely loved. Let me give you an example. One day I walked out of a grocery store and had no idea what vehicle I owned, where I lived, or why I was at the store. And several times when I was still working, I knew I was supposed to be there, but I had no idea how to do my job. I felt like a stranger in someone else's body, kind of like a Freaky Friday kind of scenario. And I was trying to fake it to make it. Doctors couldn't make heads or tails out of my symptoms, and often made them worse, and getting help or a diagnosis seemed impossible. In my quest for answers, I was told that there was absolutely nothing we could do to improve our health. Well, I am here to tell you that that is just not true. You can heal. Doesn't mean there won't be bumps or setbacks along the way, but you can heal and live a much better quality of life. While I was working on trying to solve this, I started noticing patterns in the general population and that my particular diagnosis was going from extremely rare and non-existent to being more popular and widespread. And now it's estimated that approximately 1.2 billion people may have the condition and not even know it. As we go through the video, you'll start to understand why. I saw autism rates go from 1 in 166 to 1 in 59. I saw the bipolar rates skyrocket 40-fold just in the last 10 years alone. Alzheimer's is expected to increase by 54%, and prescription drugs are increasing in every age bracket. I was watching the general population getting more and more sick. In an effort to find a way to heal, this project led me down a path and many rabbit holes that took 10 years worth of research, experiments, and trial and error. So I have tremendous vested interest in solving this. I had nothing left to lose. So using forensic methods, I started figuring out what was going wrong where, when, why, and how. Modern medicine has made tremendous advancements. It's great for emergencies and acute cases, but for some reason, when it comes to autoimmune and chronic illness, as many chronic sufferers will agree, it has fallen very short, and the best it seems that we can hope for is the many drugs or natural supplements to help deal with the symptoms. However, most of those drugs don't actually fix the problem. Drugs either stimulate, suppress, or completely hijack normal systems in the body. In actuality, many of those drugs taken religiously for years on end will lead to even more problems down the road. But what if I told you it didn't have to be this way? What if there was a way to actually help patients to heal? I say this because I've been down this road, and it just made me more desperate to find the answers. But there was too much information and tiny details to decipher that I didn't know where to start. So I did the only thing I could do. Oftentimes, when faced with huge obstacles and trying to find the solutions, we can get so caught up in the tiny details that we forget to take a step back and look at the bigger picture from a totally different point of view. It's actually quite common in science and in medicine, and I'm guilty of it too at times. So I took that step back, and with a lot of divine help, I saw this from a different point of view and started to notice a few things. I started pulling on those little threads, and those threads were leading me to answers, and then things started to become more and more apparent, and a path did start to emerge. The science kept coming to the same conclusions with reliable and consistent results, no matter how many times I completely scrapped the project and started over. When I realized, holy crap, I did figure this out, I couldn't even accept that I had. But when it kept repeating, I could no longer deny the results. Never in a million years, when I created my site 10 years ago and named it Mast Cells, Autoimmune, and Chronic Illness, that I'd be able to find the common denominator. I call that divine intervention right there. As Einstein said, coincidence is just God's way of remaining anonymous. If I did my job right, by the time we get to the end of this video series, you'll be able to see how this all fits together. I also wanted to apologize for the continued delays, as there is so much information, a mind-boggling amount, that trying to figure out the best ways to present it and help you to understand was the hardest challenge. But I hope the wait is worth it. I've put my whole heart, knowledge, sweat, and tears into this. My hope is that it will bring you hope, peace, healing, and many blessings. Enjoy.